Alrighty guys, welcome back. It's Nesto with Nerdmoto, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the new Harley-Davidson 2023 CVO Street Glide and Road Glide. So let's get out on the road and we'll see you out there. Alrighty guys, yeah, we are back on the road with my 2022 Lowrider S. If this is your guys' first time visiting my channel, thank you for that. If this is your guys' first time visiting my channel, my name's Nesto. This is my YouTube channel, Nerdmoto. We do motorcycle product reviews, rides, and I also talk about the video game World of Warcraft. I recently started streaming every Monday and Thursday, so if you guys enjoy watching gameplay of the video game World of Warcraft, or just talking about the video game World of Warcraft, you can tune into my Twitch stream at Nerdmoto. Same username, everything like that, same icon. As you guys can tell, probably in my audio, I am still feeling under the weather. Yeah, I just got like a chest cold or something. I don't know what's going on. And now we are doing this nice early morning ride. Traffic isn't too terrible. I believe it's like 56, 57 degrees, which is great. We got a bagger bro. Oh, and another bagger bro. A couple of bagger bros. Everybody's out early this morning.
A few moments later.
Hey, he gave us the wave. That is one of the nice things living a little further up north. Typically, if you see another rider on a bike, like I know there's a Harley stereotype of Harley riders not wanting to do the wave. I haven't really had that experience except when I've been in the South, and you know, by the South I mean North Carolina. I've had more people not give me the wave in North Carolina than I have anywhere else. To be fair, the only two places I've really ridden are North Carolina and here in Indiana. That 117, dude, that thing just doesn't quit. Yeah guys, so you know, Harley came out with the new CVO Road Glide and Street Glide for the next model year for 2023, 2024. I'll double check and put it up there, but yeah, they came out with the new CVO Road Glides, and those things look clean, man. I tell you what, if you guys watched some of my older videos, you already know that I'm not like a soft tail only type of guy. I actually started riding on a 2021 Sportster 883, which for a lot of people is like, you know, the natural progression. You start on a Sportster, you move up to something after you get bored of the Sportster, which I hate to say. You know, I hate to fill that stereotype, but because I loved my Sportster, I loved riding my Iron 883. But Harley came out with the 2022 Lowrider S, and I was immediately in love. And I still am. Like, I love this bike. However, this episode is about the CVO Road Glide and Street Glide. It's not about my Lowrider. So the CVO Road Glide and Street Glide, you know, Harley has done some really, you know, innovative things for Harley, things that other companies have already been doing for a while, but that Harley has been reluctant to do so in past years, unless you get like specific models, you know, like the limiteds with the fully dressed and the lower fairings, and because the coolant is in the fairings, right? The fans are in the fairing, or in the lowers. In the new CVOs, they are going to be liquid cooled. They have the little reservoir port on the side. They are going to be Milwaukee 8 121 cubic inches, which is insane from the factory. I ride a 117, and this thing has plenty of go juice. So I can only imagine look at that. Yeah, I can only imagine what it is like riding a Milwaukee 121. You know, that's not as crazy as a 131 or even the new 135 crate engine that they came out with, but it's pretty dang close, and from the factory, that is amazing. Now in terms of the fairing redesigns for the Road Glide and Street Glide, if you guys watch some of my older videos, you know that I do have a preference. You know, I tend to lean towards the Road Glide. I just really like the look of the shark nose fairing. It just really draws a clean silhouette to me. It's just very visually appealing. However, I will say that the new lights kind of, you know, they kind of not disappointed me, because I do think that it's good that there's full LEDs, you know, now in the, you know, they come standard on the bike, and they're integrated, and they don't look bad necessarily on the Road Glide, which I feel bad even saying, because I do love the Road Glides. Like, those are definitely still like my favorite, you know, touring bikes. Those are my favorite baggers. However, something about the way that the lines line up in the new Batwing fairing, where it's in the top parts of the Batwing, it's like perfectly centered, and then it gets that drop down LED bar below the headlamp in the fairing. I don't know, it's just something really drawing me to, something visually really drawing me to that motorcycle, you know, the Street Glide as opposed to the Road Glide, which is something I never thought I would say for sure, but it's the truth. If I were to walk into a dealership right now with 42 grand, because you know that's what a CVO costs. If I were to walk into a dealership right now with 42 grand and they had a Road Glide and a Street Glide CVO, they were like, just pick one, I'd probably end up going with the Street Glide, purely for the fact that I like the way that the Street Glide looks now. I'm not like I said, I am not a fan by any means of the Street Glide fairing whatsoever, but something about that new one is just, Harley knocked it out of the park with that one. That one is clean. In terms of the paint jobs, you know, I really like the Whiskey Neat. Are you really gonna just blow that stop sign, dude? It definitely looked like they were going to. Yeah, they were totally going to. If I wouldn't have been there with these relatively loud exhaust tips, I should say, yeah, they wouldn't have stopped. They would have just careened around that corner. I'm laughing, but it's quite serious, really. God, it is a gorgeous time to ride right now. This is chef's kiss. Alrighty guys, we are going to stop at the gas station real quick, grab something quick to snack on and drink, and we will head back out. Alrighty guys, we are done at the gas station and back on the road. So, like we were talking about, you know, the new CVOs obviously look super clean. Harley knocked it out of the park, the paint job, everything. I do prefer the Whiskey Clean or the Whiskey Neat paint scheme. That is not to say that the gunmetal gray, or I forget the name of the paint option, but I'll put it up there because it's on the website now. That's not to say that that doesn't look clean. That's just the preference that I have with the two. I do like the scorched metallic chrome pipe, like that dark chrome or that black chrome pipe that they have on the silver CVO paint scheme. But there were other updates other than the fairing and the paint schemes and stuff like that. And obviously the engine. Harley also put a 12-inch screen. It's relatively around where my phone is on my handlebars right now. Yeah, Harley put a 12-inch screen right about there, and did away with the analog gauges. I think it looks really clean. I think it looks really neat, and it's tidied up around there. The only concern that I have, because these are CVO road and street glides, they're full-size touring bikes. I'm wondering how well those screens will do when exposed to the elements. That is my concern. And I'm sure Harley tested for this stuff. However, there is like a, not so much a rule, but like kind of a superstition that I've seen a lot, especially with the newer Harleys. A lot of people will say don't buy the first model year of something new, right, by Harley. Because when the Milwaukee 8s, for instance, first came out, they had those oil sump pump problems. A lot of people will say that they still do. I haven't personally experienced any problems with that. I haven't even experienced any blow-by problems with my Milwaukee 8, but that doesn't mean I'm the end-all be-all. I may very well be the exception and not the rule. You know what I mean? Which, if that is the case, that's fine by me. I'm glad to be the exception and not the rule in that case. But they did that 12-inch screen. I believe they say that it's adaptable, meaning that it it does what the screens in most cars do nowadays, where they adapt based on the lighting. And that's good, because sometimes you have the light at your back, sometimes it's in front of you. It needs to be able to vary its brightness. I would also be, concerned about like problems with the ECU or the ECM, specifically because this is the first model year of the bike, like I was saying, so you don't know what kind of problems you're going to encounter with it until you encounter them. The Milwaukee 8 in the CVO was tweaked a little as well, because it has variable valve timing. If you don't know what variable valve timing is, essentially the ECM, or the motorcycle's brain, it's basically any vehicle nowadays. They all have ECMs, and they need to be able to make adjustments. They need to be able to make adjustments to the valve timing. And this isn't something that Harley has done before, except on their new Rev Max engines and stuff like that. But the variable valve timing, essentially what it does, if you are familiar with the way that a internal combustion engine works, the valves at the top of the chamber where the internal combustion happens two of them open. This is, you know, Harley specific. Other engines are a little bit different, but two of them open and allow for a fuel air mixture to come into the head area of the piston. Those valves close, the piston shoots up and compresses that fuel air mixture. A spark plug, that's why it's good to have your spark plugs, right, in good working order. The spark plug fires, and then that creates the explosion, and the other set of valves open to let out that exhaust. And this is all happening like within fractions of seconds, right? Like as we're talking right now, it's happening, like it's happening a lot of times in a fraction of a second. But that's essentially how it works. The reason why it's good to have a variable valve timing is because the computer of the vehicle can essentially tell those valves to either delay their opening or speed up their opening depending on what rev range and what gear you're in, to give you the best fuel economy and power delivery. So that way you're not wasting fuel or losing power at any point in your rev range. Oh, a biker boy. I need to get me a pedal bike, start getting some type of workout in. God, I love riding on these back roads. But that's what variable valve timing is. It's just the ability of the vehicle's computer to have a more specific role in dictating when the valves open and close, and how long they're open and closed for. And that, like I said, that's something you find in most new vehicles anyway. But it is not something that we've seen on like an air-cooled Harley. And technically we still haven't seen it because, like I said, those new CVOs, they are not just air-cooled, they are liquid-cooled too. So technically, Harley is still sticking to tradition. You know, for any of you guys that are, you know, die-hard Harley tradition fans that are like, oh, Harley's changing and this and that. Like, dude, every company has to adapt eventually. Nothing can stay the same forever. That's not how things work. That's not the way time works. Everything has to come to an end eventually. And if Harley themselves don't want to come to an end eventually, they need to adapt too. It is just the way things are. Oh my gosh, guys, the sun is coming up and it is getting more and more beautiful by the minute. If you guys don't watch Her Two Wheels' channel, you definitely should, for one. But if you don't watch her channel, you don't know that she's from Ohio, and she usually says that Ohio reminds her of the Shire because of how, you know, green and I'm assuming how rural a lot of these roads look. This isn't Ohio, this is Indiana, but it's right next to Ohio, and I would definitely have to agree. A lot of these views just, you know, you can't help but think of the Shire from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, because this is gorgeous. I hope the semi turns off. Heck yeah, because this straight portion down here is like one of my favorite spots on this road. There's a bunch of like trees growing over the road, and it is just beautiful. I'm not gonna go through it too fast because I want you guys to see it. Oh, looks like somebody was having a burn pile or smoking something, because like smoking some meat or something, because it smells like hickory. Like, I would love to own a house on this street just because of the way the trees overgrow the road. But yeah, guys, those no CVOs, you know, they gotta be clean, because like I keep saying, I don't really mess with batwing fairings like that, but that new CVO Street Glide, that thing is calling my name, speaking to me. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beautiful riding weather. I will see you guys back at the house. Alrighty, guys, we are back at the house. It is actually the next day. I'm still a little under the weather, not 100%, so that's why we took a little bit of a gap before filming the outro of this video. But like I was saying earlier in the video, as a surprise to everybody, including myself, I actually prefer the CVO Street Glide that they just released. Put a picture of it right here, as opposed to the CVO Road Glide. If you know me, you know in terms of baggers, I'm a really big fan of the Road Glide, so that was very surprising to me. But Harley really knocked it out of the park with the look of the new CVO Road Glide. You know, if I was a richer man, I would definitely be setting aside some funds for when they actually release them to be sold to the open market. If you guys made it this far in the video and you enjoy watching motorcycle content, or you enjoy watching video game content pertaining to the video game World of Warcraft, please consider liking and subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. All it does is help out the channel. It helps the channel immensely. Alrighty, guys, that's all I really got. I just wanted to go over and give you guys my thoughts on the new CVOs. Till the next video, I'll see you guys later. Ride safe. Bye.
My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby, it's just twist your body and mine. Some kind of